Hello students, my name is Kumari Neha. I am working at Bharati Dasanar Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Arkonam, and I hope that you are fine at home. Yes, so today we are going to see the class 9th standard chemistry, and let's guess what's the lesson now. So it's a new lesson today, so let's go and have some fun. So just tell me what you can see over here. Yes, this is a drop of water which is coming down, right? So I hope you have understood what is the topic today. So today's lesson is all about water. So here we are going to see what are all things water is necessary for. So now let's go to the chapter. So children, in the introduction of the chapter, primarily when you are comparing the earth, the bluish part, that is all the blue part over the earth is the water which is present on the earth. So water content in all over the earth is 4/5 part of the world. Okay, that means only one part is the land where we people are staying, right? Yes, and later on the human body. The human body consists of more than 75% of water. That means for doing anything, at least if we cannot eat food for 5 to 6 days, but drinking water, even if you are very thirsty, you will feel like you will be dying in some time, right? You will feel like, oh my God, I want water. So that's why water is very necessary. And today we are going to see how the water is being useful for us. Yes. So now let's see how the water is important. So first here you can see that it is used for the growing of plants. So first point, what we can write? Growing. It can be for plants and animals also, okay? Growing of plants and animals. Okay, so this is the first point. After that, if I want to show you where the water is more important, so that you can see here. So in a human body there is totally amount of 70% water, right? So the brain uses 75% of water. That is, you cannot say that all water has been used by the brain, but the water is necessary in brain, blood, heart, bones, muscles, liver, kidney, everywhere. For example, just imagine you are not drinking water for a longer period of time. So after some time you will feel that there is a burn in your stomach. That means the concentration of HCl, the concentration is getting increased. That is why it is feeling of that there is some kind of burning inside your stomach. So we can say that the second point is human beings. Human need water. Okay. After this, now let's see why we need again water. So water is also used for cooking of vegetables. So whenever you need or you want to make something or other, like except the fried item which you like, okay. So even for washing the vessels, washing the food materials, you need water. So here this third point you can say that for the preparation of food. So you can write here cooking of food. So without food also I said that we can live for at least a week, but we cannot stay hungry for a longer period of time, right? Yes. Now after that there is hydroelectric dams. So children, this is a dam where the water is being flowing, and due to the process of flowing of water you will see that the electricity is being generated. That example is a hydroelectric dam. So what is the fourth one, children? The fourth one is hydroelectric dam. Okay, yes. Now let's see where the water is more important. So here the water is also important for the transportation of different things. For example, harbor. In harbor you will see that when you are changing or you are shifting the places from one country to another country, you need to travel in water, right? So even for transportation we need water, because you cannot take everything over the flight. You cannot take everything over the flight also, right? Yes. So that also water is necessary. Yes. Now let's see how the occurrence of water is been there. That means how the water is been present. So first here you can see that they are of two types. One is of free state and another one is of combined state. So free state is having three types of that. So let's see what are the examples. So 1, 2 and 3. So the first example is snow. What is snow? Snow is a solid form of water. So you can here say that it is snow, and snow is in solid state. So that is the first state of water. And then the second one is the water, the normal water which we are drinking, which is in liquid form. So what is this? This is water. And same way, if you need the third type, which is the third state of matter, and the third state of matter is, yes, you are right, it is steam. So even steam is a kind of free state of water. Okay. Now you understood what are the free states. Now let's see what comes under the combined state. So children, combined state means the water will be in the combination or it will be mixed with some other particles. For example, it can be in the example of proteins which we are having, carbohydrates, for example potato, raw potato you cannot have it, right? You need to add water, it will get boiled and only then after that you can eat. So there also it mixes with the starch and it gives you food. Same way, one more combined state is there, and that is known as the hydrous and anhydrous form. See children, here see the first diagram. Here you can see that over here there is a white powder and here it is a blue powder. So white one is the copper sulfate in which water is not present. But same way, if you are seeing here it appears blue, right? So this shows that the hydrated form, that is water molecules are present in this solution. Same way, when you are taking the another example of cobalt chloride dry, it will look bluish in color. But if you add a little bit water to it, for example, if you add water molecules to that, it will convert into pinkish or reddish substance. Okay. So this process is also known as water of crystallization. What it is? Water of crystallization. That means when you are adding water to a substance, that time it will form a crystal with a different color. Okay. So these are the types of water. So now let's see what is the combination or composition of water, how the water has been transformed or made. So the first point in that is, ancient philosopher used to think that water is an element. So children, element I told you, it is a one type of substance. For example, H2 when I am taking, it is only one kind, right? Only hydrogen is present. But what is the example of water? The example, or you can call it that the formula of water is H2O. That means it's not a element, but it is a formation, or you can call it as combination of two elements, right? Yes. Same way, later on by Henry Cavendish, he showed that, and that is the person. Henry Cavendish showed that the water is having a different kind of combination. So this combination was, the water molecule will be having two hydrogens, it will have only one oxygen. That is why we are writing the formula of water as H2O. That means two hydrogen and one oxygen, right? Yes. And now the person who you are seeing here is Antony Lavoisier. So in 1783 he showed that the water is combined in a perfect or a definite ratio. So he said that the combination of H2 and O2 is in the ratio of 1:8. Here 1 is for hydrogen and 8 is for oxygen. Okay. So these are the things where they said about the combination. Now next is why we are calling water as a compound. Why can't we call it as a mixture, right? So first we can see here, whenever you are seeing here children, a compound is always fixed amount. That means here you will see that there is fixed amount of hydrogen and fixed amount of oxygen. That is why the formula of water is H2O. That means it's fixed, right? Same way, second point is showing that constant of compound shows different properties. That means when you are taking hydrogen, hydrogen is a flammable substances, right? Or you can also call it as a combustible substance. Same way, oxygen supports the combustion, but when these two are combining together, you will see that water is used as a fire extinguisher also. So here the property got entirely changed, right? Yes. And the last one is physical separation is impossible. For example, this is water. Now you can see here there is one red ball and two small white balls. So you will think that we can easily remove that, right? No, it's not like that. When the compound are being formed, it is very difficult to separate them, okay? Yes. So even it is impossible physically, but by chemically we can do the separation of hydrogen and oxygen. For example, if we are heating water, water will change into vapor, right? So vapor is having what gases, children? It will have H2 gas and O2 gas. Yes. Now let's see here what is water. So there are two types of water. One is the natural water and another one is treated water. So natural water, here you can see the examples. So first one is water which is coming from the hills or mountains. Second one is rivers. Third one is spring water, and last one is wheel, or you can call it as well water. Okay. So here what is this water, children? This is river water. This one is spring water. Why we are calling it as a spring water? Because the stream of water, when it comes between the two rocks, it's coming from there. It is known as a spring water. Okay. Same way, this is a lake water, and here it is well, right? So all these are examples of a water which are naturally present. Okay. Now let's see what is treated water. So treated water is of two types. Okay. So one type, here you can see that I have made a water bottle. This water bottle is generally used by the chemist. Why? Because this water is known as distilled water. What water, children? Distilled water. So children, in distilled water there are no chemicals or minerals or vitamins present. Plus this water is not a drinking water. You cannot take a distilled water and drink it, okay. But when you are coming to chemistry lab, we are giving you distilled water for doing the chemicals, so that if minerals are present in the water, the reaction which you are doing will not be proper, okay. So that time we are using distilled water. Same way, here you can see Bisleri waters. What? Yes, right. So these Bisleri waters are known also as drinking water or potable water. So children, potable water means you can drink this water. In this water there will be presence of some of the minerals or vitamins which will be helpful for our body to intake the food which we are taking, okay. So there are two types, one is distilled and another one is potable, right. Potable is what? Potable is drinking water. Yes. Now let's do the recap of the lesson. So in this lesson, first we have seen the importance of water. Importance. So in importance of water, children, we have seen that how the water is important for human beings, animals, plants, plus it's used for transport. It is useful for growth of the human being or growth of the plants, animals, everything, right? Yes. Second one, we have seen that we have talked about how the combination or composition of water was done. What was that second point? Composition of water. So we have seen that previously people used to think that water is an element, but later on when Henry came, Henry said that it is not only an element but it's a compound, right? Yes. Later on then Anthony Lavoisier came and he gave the perfect weight, or you can call it as perfect definite ratio of the combination of both the elements. After that we have seen what? Tell me what we have seen. We have seen that how and why water is known as a compound. Why water is a compound. Right? So here we got to know that three values, three things. We got to know that compound cannot be easily separated. Compound will always be present in a mixed state. Third one is whenever you are comparing a compound and that property, if you are comparing it with its element, they will be entirely different, right? Yes. After that we have talked about types of water. In types of water, we have talked about the natural water, the treated water, right? Yes. And one more thing we have started here, children. Why water is very necessary for us, right? So children, in this lesson we have talked about many things. So when importance of water or composition of water, these type of question can also come in NEET, okay? And this is the third lesson of your lesson. When you are doing all this, you will get to know that it is very important, not only syllabus wise, but it's also important by human beings, right? Yes. So students, I hope you have enjoyed the session. Until we meet next time, just be careful that you are saving water. Save water because water is very important for us, right? So till then we meet next time. Bye bye.